Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lifing Life. In this podcast, we'll be talking about different things about life, about our journey, and about business, and so much more. So, I'm just going to introduce you to this podcast. This podcast is a safe space that we have created so that we can have curious conversations. So, I've come to realize of late that there are certain conversations that I have with my friends and even by myself, and I'm like, there's so much information and perception that is changing and that is shifting, and I'd love for us to have a platform. I'd love for me to have a platform to come back to later on and just see whatever I documented and how that passes, and how those different perceptions and that different information that I was consuming at a different season ended up materializing in the real world. Okay, so I decided to come up with this safe space. My name is Jonathan Thuo. Sorry, I did not start by introducing myself. So my name is Jonathan Thuo. I am an entrepreneur. I'm also a digital marketer, and I am also, identity crisis. It's one of the topics we're talking about. Yeah, I'm also a male who lives in a single male in their 20s who lives in Nairobi, Kenya. So a lot of the information that I'll be giving is based on the perception that I get from the environment that I live in. So this is a safe space for us to be able to have curious conversations. There's a lot that we'll be talking about, from my journey as an entrepreneur to other different things such as societal beliefs that no longer serve us. We'll also be talking about questions that have always been on our minds, and even things that we do that we never even recognized that we actually do. So some of this information will be derived from conversations that I'll be having with different people. Hopefully we'll grow to a place where I'll be having these conversations with people here in the podcast or the YouTube channel. So I look forward to that. We'll also be creating these videos or these podcasts in seasons. So each season will have 10 episodes. So welcome to season 1. This is just the introduction. So I just wanted to spend some time and get to open up a little bit and just breathe a little bit so that you guys get to know me, and so that you guys get to know the podcast, so that as we move on, we'll be able to understand if this is a space you'd like to be in. Before you subscribe, is this what you really like? Is this something that will add value to you? I'm very big on value, so is this something that will add value to you? So for me, this is personally a space for me to document information that I come across, perceptions that I come across, beliefs that I come across, and how I have digested those ideas up to the point where I'm at, right? So I will continuously digest this information. So one thing, as I talk about digesting information, that you should know about me is my personality type is an INFJT. So if you have not done, if you do not know your personality type, that is one of the biggest things that I'm big on. Wow, okay. So this is one of the biggest things that really help you understand yourself. I'm really big on self-awareness. I'm really big on understanding yourself. I'm really big on self-development. These are some of the things that I'm interested in. And I really believe that by understanding yourself, you will be able to improve on yourself. You cannot improve what you do not know, right? But you have to start from somewhere. Even there's a famous Greek saying that says, know thyself. I think it's even written in one of the major monk in India. Know thyself. Know thyself. That is the most important thing. It's good to learn. First of all, it's just amazing to have the mind that you want to learn more information and have to use that to help you grow. The second thing is learning about others makes you smart, right? So you're you're very smart when you learn about other people, which is something that we'll also be doing on this podcast, learning the human habits, some of the things that we do that you're not even conscious of and you did not even know until we have this conversation on this podcast, okay? But apart from that, understanding yourself and knowing yourself is very important because it will help you to grow as a human being. You're just here to have a human experience, imagine. And the biggest goal that you have in life, one of the biggest goals that you have in life, is to actually create a meaningful experience out of it, okay? So it's very important for you to understand yourself because it is through understanding yourself that you'll be able to create a meaningful experience in life. That is what I believe. So that is why I'm so big on understanding yourself and self-development and self-identity and the habits which now lead to the results that you get in the physical world, right? Oh God, I've gone there. Okay, yes. So in the physical world. So most of the information I'll be sharing here with you will be ruminations from the thoughts that are in my head, right? So I being an INFJT means that I am someone who continuously looks at my world with a perception of all the information that I've gathered. How does it relate to the situation I'm in? Okay, so what do I derive from that? So I use all the information that I know to make decisions that I am making. Sometimes I forget, which is the benefit of actually having a mind that someone said that the blessing of memory is that you get to forget. So yeah, I'll be explaining that later. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, for me, how I process the situation that I'm in is by linking up to all the information that I can remember up to that time and point. So every single time that I get more information into my compound in my head, then there's new ways that I'm using that information to then reassess the different situations that I'm in. So that is how I work. So I get more information, I reassess everything. I get more information, I reassess the whole system. I get more information, I reassess again. So I noticed that I am in love a little bit. Okay, a lot. I am in love with getting new information and getting more information so that I now add to this pool of wisdom where I make my decisions from. So that in itself has helped me to grow because even the quality of decisions that I'm making are improving, and I can see that, and I'm more intentional and aware and present when I'm making those decisions. So I really thought about what I'd love to give out as energy and as value to the world, and I thought that, hey, how about I give out this database of processing information, and even sometimes I can give you like advice from my point of view at that time and point. So this just materialized into something that I was just like, yeah, I really wanted to document something. I've always been a lover of documentation, as much as the quality has always been wanting, and I'm a perfectionist. An identity that I'm trying to move away from, but yeah, it's still me. It's still where I'm at right now, so I'll own it. So it has really been difficult for me, despite teaching hundreds of tens of thousands of people about YouTube and content creation and opening up a platform where you can share content and value with people. I just never got there by myself, and it has been such a long journey of anxiety, of self-awareness, of over-criticism, of perfectionism, that has led me to a point where I was just like, you know what, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. I'm not handsome enough for this. I'm not well prepped for this. I'm not well planned for this. I'm not well spoken for this. So all these things that were limiting beliefs held me back from creating a space where I could share value online for such a long time. So now that I'm doing this, I'm glad that I'm at a point where I'm realizing that the most important value that I can share right now is my information database. And if that can be shared and documented and stored somewhere, then we can all have information silos that we can go back to, and our generations after can go to, and the generations after them can go to just see like some critical questions that you were asking at our time, and some of the information that helped us to make and shape the decisions that we made. And if those decisions materialized into positive results, how can they replicate that in their lives? So this is all this particular podcast and space is about. Okay, some of it, I feel like more will come as we grow. But so the reason why you have this podcast is just for us to have an open space and a safe space to have curious conversations. And then how will we be doing it? We'll be launching at least 2 episodes a month. I want to start there because I feel like it's safe enough to commit to. So probably just twice a month, but we'll be doing it in seasons. So Season 1 will have 10 episodes. This is the intro season, the introduction episode. That is why there's a lot of kinks, and we'll improve as we move on. So I'm confident in that. I'm feeling shy of looking into the camera, and it's not even a person. I'm just here smiling. I don't know. So what else should we be talking about on today's podcast? So yes, I've talked about the vision and the future. I want this to be a data silo of information and knowledge and wisdom. So if you learn about other people, you'll be smart. If you learn about yourself, you'll be wise. It's important because once you master yourself, you can master anything else. And it's very important, and I hope that we are able to create a space where we can share enough information for people to feel mentally elevated, for people to feel elevated within their lives, and even within the decisions that they make. This is the whole aim of this space. So my name is Jonathan Thuo. I am a 20-something year old. I don't want to say my age because that is one of the points that I'm a little bit hush-hush about. I'd rather not disclose than lie. Let's just say that. So I live in Thika, which is within Nairobi metropolitan, only like 40 kilometers away from Nairobi. And I am an entrepreneur. I am a digipreneur. I am a digital marketer. But these are just some of the facets that we'll be touching on within this podcast. And if you're already interested or you're thinking about getting into those fields, you might get some piece of information here that might help you to get to the next step. So what are some of my interests? I'm really big on learning, as I've said. So you'll be hearing me talking about books, you'll be hearing me talking about podcasts, you'll be hearing me talking about different sources of information that I've gotten, different information that I'm sharing here, even just conversations with different people. And I hope that you can grow to a point where we can have guests on this particular space. So I'm reading from my notebook. So coming episodes, what are some of the topics that we'll be talking about? I feel like I have touched on that. But just some things that we'll be talking about on a deeper level are like philosophies that change minds. These are like subtopics for my notes, but basically we'll be talking about identity, we'll be talking about habits, we'll be talking about anxiety. There's a fly that has decided to join us. Welcome to the YouTube channel. You're our first guest. So we'll be talking about different beliefs that we have today in society and how that's changing. We'll be talking about different experiences that we had living in today's society, whether that is in online dating, whether that is in love and desire, whether that is in relationships and cheating and infidelity, whether that is in business, entrepreneurship, whether that is in different perspectives, just hearing what people have done and different learnings that people have used to elevate them to a certain level in life. And I hope that you get to benefit from that and I'm very excited for this space. I'm very excited. This is the first video. Probably I'll not be putting this on. I will. No, I'll not be putting this on online. I feel like I have to redo this again, like 10-15 times before I feel like, yeah, it's almost there to go online. Yeah, but what I can promise you is we'll be having really deep conversations. Yeah, we'll try to keep it positive. We might go into some negative territory, but that is hopefully for the sake of learning. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I honestly am. This is one of those things that I can do for hours and you will not even realize the time is passing. I really want to get into it, just to start conversing, and I hope that this will be of value and of benefit to you. And if you like it, please feel free to share. I know this is only the first episode, so yeah, stay tuned for more on this beautiful YouTube channel and podcast called Life in Life, where we just talk about life issues, life matters, and life experiences. Yeah, life experiences. Okay, thank you very much, and yeah, do stay tuned for more.